The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of RMCOnAir.com or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper.
Welcome to our show.
This is SNE Live. SNE Live with Mars and Marv. It's sports and entertainment.
Parental discretion is advised.
Are you scared?
Streaming live for you at rmconair.com. It's SNE Live.
It's SNE Live.
And it goes a little something like
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now. Because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
SNE Live.
and it goes a little something like this.
Now here's Mars and Marv.
How you guys doing today? I'm Mars.
Yeah, it's your boy Marv.
We got a good show for you guys today.
Yes, sir, we do.
Today is Monday, January 19th, 2015, Martin Luther King's birthday.
Happy MLK Day, everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to get into a little birthday special for him. We're going to run into the NFL coach changes. We're going to talk a little bit about that today.
Yeah, let's get to that.
We're going to run a little bit about the NFL championship game. It was a great game yesterday.
It was a great game, man. Go Patriots.
Go Patriots, huh? Hey, I'm a Seahawk fan over here, man, and you guys got to come through us first. We're going to talk a little bit more about the deflations of them footballs a little later.
45-7, bro. I don't want to hear about wet balls and deflations, man, but whatever, man. We got your Super Bowl picks coming up. Okay, we're going to definitely get to that. Like I said, I'm a Patriots fan. He's a Seahawks fan, so you know my answer. We also got open topics. We got the movie review for Selma. Also coming up on the show, Adrian Broner Rock Nation rant, as well as the apology. And we got some more open topics for the end of this entertainment segments.
So what you guys think about that game yesterday?
To tell you the truth, it was the most incredible thing I think I've ever seen in my life. And this is why, because I'm a Spurs fan, okay? I remember the Ray Allen shot. I couldn't believe it. And in my lifetime, that was the equivalent to that in a football game. I can't believe for the Super Bowl, you're going to lose a game, let somebody score 3 touchdowns in 4 minutes. Somebody help me. I'm glad I'm not Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to be Aaron Rodgers today. That's all I know.
Well, I enjoyed the game, man. We played an extremely, extremely, extremely good game. I mean, I think it was one of the best comebacks in NFL history. If you ask me, one of the best. You can't name no other.
I won't argue.
You feel me? I listen to what I'm saying. Seahawks, right? You gotta give Pete Carroll a lot of credit. You know, he took a team from shit to sugar. You know,
That's what he do.
right?
That's
Right.
what he do.
So you gotta give him props for that, and I respect Pete Carroll for what he did and how my boys played, man, out there. Shouts out to Wilson. Shouts out to Sherman. Shout out to Beast Mode. They did their damn thing, man. And I listen, you know, and by me being a Seahawks fan, I can really admit to you right now here today that the Patriots had a good game too, man.
Well, you know what? I was real impressed, but you know what? I've seen that movie before. You know what I'm saying? Like, Andrew Luck, what do you score? 30 points in all 4 games against us? Because last time, man, we probably about 250 to about 35 or 40 for all 4 games. Right. We have blown them off the field every single time. And you know what? Andrew Luck is a young, great player, but he's just not ready for Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Andrew ran out of luck yesterday.
Yes, he did. Out of luck. How about that? But I tell you what, that Seahawks game was something else. Just because, you know, I was actually traveling yesterday. I was coming back from Houston, Texas, everybody, and I happened to get home. There's about 5 minutes left. It was still 19-7. Okay, I'm following the game cast on my phone, running through the airport, and I just couldn't believe when they got that onside kick. I knew once he kicked that ball up in the air, they was gonna get that ball. I didn't know how, some way, but they was gonna get it.
There's no way that you let them get that.
It was the most beautiful onside kick I ever seen in my life. I mean, it just hung just perfectly. And they trying to hate on my man. You know, he's a young guy, okay? We all make mistakes. How would you like if your mistake was magnified in front of, I don't know, 30, 40 million people watching, okay? We all make mistakes. And it wasn't just that.
They didn't let Bostic on the plane, I heard, after that one.
Well, he might not be able to go back to Green Bay, bro.
Why should he want to after that?
You know, he might not be able to show his face in Wisconsin, though, boy.
But how about Russell Wilson? He went from being trashed to a hero in like a matter of 2 minutes. I mean,
well, he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
Great quarterback.
You can't take nothing away from Wilson and the way he execute that field.
Are you sure that's what he did?
Absolutely.
He was looking more like Jackie Wilson out there for the first 3 quarters of that game. So, you know, Wilson Pickett, I don't know what you want to do with
one of them Wilsons. But I tell you what.
Hey, listen. I'm not going to allow you guys to sit here and dirty mac my team like that because we are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you guys forgot.
Hey, it was a great game. I'm giving up props.
Have you forgot the best, when I say the best, NFL comeback in history? Right?
Look, man.
I mean, we was down 14-0, man. 14-0 with a donut. Right?
Russell Wilson, in my opinion, showed that he's the best up-and-coming quarterback. I know a lot of people talk about Andrew Luck. You know, a lot of people, you know, RG3, you know, he was a 3rd-round pick. Let's remember this. 3rd-round pick out there looking like Tom Brady, handling business in the clutch. I'm telling you, man, I couldn't believe it. Like, the most improbable win I've ever seen in my life. Like I said, it reminds me of that Game 6 Miami Heat San Antonio Spurs game where Ray Allen just hit the shot of a century. And for the Seahawks to come back from that game, they was dead and done. I mean, a lot of people turned the game off. You know, my uncle posted on Facebook, hey, I turned the game off, and next thing I know, you know, they done won it overtime. So you can never give up. Got to keep fighting. And the game ain't over till the game is over, okay?
Well, listen. We have some breaking news. This morning, via SportsCenter.com, I read something that says about the deflation of footballs.
I don't want to hear about no
in the Patriot
game. Here we go again.
So can we run a little bit about that? So tell us about your Patriots and them deflating the balls during the game. Can we talk about a little bit about that?
First off, okay, nothing has been proven to be illegal. Okay, there are specifications. Okay, the ball, it has to be between, I believe, 12 and 13 pounds. Okay, you are allowed to use your own balls. Each team gets their own balls. Indianapolis had their own ball too. It's not like they were using our ball, and they only got 7 points. So if you're using your own ball, you get to butter it up, deflate it a little bit, have it to your liking, and you can only put up 7 points, which came off an interception in the end zone, by the way. So it should have been 52-0. I don't want to hear about no deflated footballs when it comes to that game yesterday. There's no way on earth the Colts were going to win that game.
I'm
deflated
not
balls
sure. I agree with you on that. I'm not sure how many picks Andrew Luck threw last year. Off the top, I don't have that.
A lot.
Yes, I think
7
it was
in the
6
playoffs.
to 7. Yes. If I'm not correct, I think that's what it was. So as good as the young guy is, he has a long way to go. And Russell Wilson showed some brilliance down the stretch of that game after falling on his face for 3 quarters. So I have to commend him on that.
Absolutely. But isn't that what football is all about? sometimes you're not going to play well. Sometimes you're going to have 3-4 interceptions. Most quarterbacks throw 4 picks, they lose the game. They ain't got the mental stability to be able to come back from that kind of situation. And for him to pull that off in the most
that last
crucial
throw was
time,
incredible, huh? How about that?
I mean, good Lord, for the game?
Hey, what was the cornerback over there? Dixon? What's his name? The guy, 21.
Clinton Dix.
What was thinking?
What was that?
I mean, was he taking selfies over there or something? I don't know what he was doing, but he was undefeated. Just sat there and watched it. I'm like, dude, are you gonna do something?
There's no way that ball's supposed to land in his hands, okay? On that, he's running backwards, okay? He's at, I don't know, the 15 or 20-yard line scrambling. He just turns around and throws it up to the other side of the end zone, and lo and behold, it's right there for, his man to catch. Unreal.
Unbelievable.
What a finish.
Great game. Green Bay 22, Seattle 28, overtime. Like you said, it was a very great game, entertaining game.
NFL coaches, it's a lot of NFL coaches that's getting traded, man. I wouldn't call it traded, but I'll call it's a lot of changes going on in the NFL coach-wise.
A lot of people getting jobs, losing jobs, looking for jobs.
Who y'all think is going to be the next coach that we got out here? Los Angeles. Can we get a team first?
Can we get a
that
team?
would be nice.
I mean, I heard they bringing the Rams out here, but to tell you the truth, I don't want the Rams back. I don't know about y'all, but they left for a reason. It's like you break up with your girl and you go back to her and she still don't act right. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? What's really going on? Now I know they want football here, but this is a Lakers town. First off, is anybody going to the Ram game over the Lakers? I'm just saying.
I think the Rams still got some love out here.
Okay, well, hey, I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, good Lord, man.
There's always the Raiders to come back.
Oh, God, stop it.
There's always the Raiders.
Jack Del Rio, Jack Del Rio's a good coach.
That's a good look for them, by the way.
He was the last time Jacksonville was relevant.
That's a good look for them. I love Jack Del Rio down there, and I think he's going to turn that thing around.
Yes, indeed. So we got a lot of turnover in the NFL. We're going to talk about the Atlanta Falcons. They're still looking for a coach. How about Rex Ryan coaching the Bills?
Ryan, I mean, what has he got? Like a rabbit foot or something? How does he get a job?
He's a great defensive coach. I think guys like him. Players want to play for him. And so I think he's a good motivator. I don't think he can coach offense. I think that's still a problem, and the Bills don't have a quarterback. You cannot win in this league without a quarterback. I don't care who you are.
Well, I like E.J. Manuel.
Yeah, I don't not like him. But I mean,
he's some guys who've had longer shots than him that's still manning their job at the helm. So I don't know why he got benched for Orton down the stretch. Think that was a coach's decision, but he wound up getting fired anyway. So he should have played the young guy.
Well, I'm glad to see Todd Bowles get the job in New York. It's nice to see brothers getting head coaching.
Shout out to Todd Bowles.
Shout out to Todd Bowles, and what a great job he did with the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, that defense was just something serious. So I really think that he's got a great mind. I think he's going to bring some stability to that Jets franchise. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Well, I think he's going to do pretty good.
Coming up on the show, we got one of the best all time, former LA Galaxy, U.S. men's national team. Can you guess who it is? Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Andre Ward.
What's up, y'all? This is Eminem. What up, this Jay-Z.
What's up, this is Ludacris.
What up, this is the Kid 50 Cent.
You are now fucking with SNE Live with Mars and Mars.
The Legal Hustlers are in the building.
I have a dream.
Live.
One day.
Live. In celebration of Martin Luther King's birthday. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We locked them up, but they escaped. So we locked them up again in a radio studio.
It's sports and entertainment.
Parental discretion is advised.
Are you scared?
Streaming live for you at rmconair.com. It's SNE Live.
It's SNE Live.
And it goes a little something like this.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, glory, glory, glory. Oh, glory, glory.
Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon. Formed against, yes, glory is destined. Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, the spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we woman and man up. They say stay down, and we stand up. Shots, we on the ground. The camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, glory.
S&E Live. You here with Mars and Marv.
In the building.
And your boy Shaft.
We have a special guest.
Yes, we do.
Kobe Jones. Kobe Jones at Kobe Jones. His Twitter handle. That's COBIJONES. Kobe Jones at Kobe Jones. The World Soccer Team LA Galaxy original player, number 13, Kobe Jones. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great, man. How's everything?
Very good. Life is good right now.
Great, good to hear. How you doing, Kobe? This is Marv.
Doing well, Mars. How's everything going on out there?
Very blessed, man. Happy MLK Day, brother. We appreciate you being on the show.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Now, Kobe, listen, I know I read something about you in your Little League years that you played for AYSO Soccer. Is that true?
That is true. That's how I started out my career as a youngster. I started out in AYSO in the early 70s. You know, that's where it all began. And to be honest, for a lot of the soccer stars for the U.S. that you see today, that's really where it started out, and it's still where it starts out now for a lot of young kids.
That's great. That's great. And that's motivated. I got a friend, actually, that I just did a movie called The Copeland Story. His name is Ron Copeland. He actually played for AYSO Soccer. He probably played with you as well. He played out of Culver City, though. I know yours was out of Westlake Village, right?
Yeah, that's correct. You know, it's surprising to see just over the years. You see how many people, you know, have actually started their athletic career by playing soccer. It's such a great sport to get into because it really helps develop, you know, the coordination skills for young kids because it just has a lot of running involved in it, and that gets that coordination going so they kind of go from there, further their soccer careers, or go into a variety of other sports.
Now, Kobe, it's Marv here. Let me ask you this. You know, with World Cup and, you know, being down in Brazil this summer, you know, soccer has just really grown over the last, you know, say 10, 20 years, especially, you know, since you were playing for the men's national team. Let me ask you, what is your thoughts and opinions on where soccer was when you began and where it is today?
Well, here within the United States, there's obviously been a drastic change. You know, it goes from the standard of soccer kind of being the brunt of a few jokes from a lot of sportscasters, you know, back in the 90s and before, and talking about how it wasn't a real sport, and for me as a player, you know, getting into this game at the higher levels, you know, not really even having training sites that we're always begging other sports if we could use their training sites, and not having the stadiums of our own. So now you look at it and you see we're building these within MLS and within Major League Soccer, these grand soccer specific stadiums that cost hundreds of millions of dollars, and now you see these billionaires that own teams in other sports, you know, clamoring to get within MLS because they see, you know, the future of this sport, how it's going to continue to grow, and it's only getting bigger. Because if you look at the youth within the United States and the sport that they're really paying attention to, and the sport that's still growing, is soccer. You know, and it's growing at an exponential rate compared to the other sports. Yeah. So for me, it's a blessing to see that it's growing so big. It's an honor for me to know that I've been a part of it, its birth, and its growth over the years.
Yeah, and as a pioneer of, you know, soccer here in the U.S., where do you see soccer being in, say, 5-10 years from now? Do you think it will be able to compete with NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball?
Oh, look,
as far as the numbers,
I love my sport.
Mm-hmm.
I love my sport, but I'm a realist as well. I don't think soccer within the United States in the next 5 to 10 years is going to even, come close to touching the NFL in the numbers and the popularity. I mean, we're talking, miles apart there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think we're seeing the growth of soccer come along rapidly. I can see within the next 5 to 10 years, like you said, it's surpassing, NHL hockey easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to get onto the levels of basketball. I don't think we'll be there yet, but we will be reaching that, because if you look at these soccer stadiums, they're packing the fans in
Mm-hmm.
at every stadium. We're averaging, in the 20,000, for a lot of the teams, and it just continues to grow. It's just really the television issues that we're having to deal with right now, but we just saw over the last few years, I think, with ESPN's coverage of the World Cup showed soccer in a new light to a lot of people, where they realized the aggressive nature and the actual physical contact with all the slow-mo plays, showing how actually difficult it is. And I think that kind of piqued the interest of a lot of the casual fans, so you're going to see it continue to grow. And I think they actually showed how to do soccer right on television.
Mm-hmm. Wow, very interesting.
Okay, Kobe, this is Shaft. How you doing today?
Very good. Very good. How are you?
I'm interested in the number 13. What made you pick that number? You're very successful with it, but it seems like it has a knack for being a bad number. What made you go with that?
I wasn't 13 in my early days, even in college. I was 2 at UCLA when I played, and then I finally got to the national team level, where I got my first call up to the Olympic team and to the national team, and all the numbers were taken. To be very honest with you, and there were a couple of numbers that were left, and 13 was one of them. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make 13 be that unlucky number for others.
There you go. I like that.
I said I'm going to step up, and and I rocked that number, and I rocked it for years, and now I'm thankful that it's a number that's been retired with the LA Galaxy.
Great. Well, I'm a Dolphins fan, and Dan Marino wore it well too. So good job.
Kobe, tell me this. I know Landon Donovan is a good friend of yours. How do you feel about his recent announcement of retirement?
I think it's time. I think it's time for him. I mean, he went through a few years of, he had that sabbatical that he took. He'd been talking for years about, retiring, and then he was coming back, and just all the issues that he's dealt with consistently for, 10 plus years now. I think for him, it was the right time. He was ready to go, and he was ready to walk away from the game. So, it's sad to see him go, because you could still see that he could contribute at the highest level for quite a few more years. Now personally, I wouldn't have left that much money on the table. But that's just me, But he's comfortable with it, So fair enough. He can walk away.
Right. So where are you at in your state in your career? I know that you're an analyst for Time Warner and the Galaxy. How's that coming along?
I think things are going very well. I'm doing the broadcasting quite a bit in a variety of different venues. I'm doing Time Warner Cable with the Galaxy. I'm doing national team and international games with Fox Sports.
Okay.
And then I'm doing some stuff with Pac-12 as well to keep in touch with the younger players that are coming through the system. So it's been a grand time, just seeing every different level of soccer player. I get to see him right now, from the college, to the professional, the club level, to the national team level.
This is Kobe Jones. Kobe Jones at Twitter handle Kobe Jones. Man, we thank you for having you on the show, man. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show, okay?
Hey, thanks, guys, for having me on this special Martin Luther King Day. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, great guy, man. Great guy. Great soccer player,
Yeah, man.
Real cat right there.
And for me, I've really grown to really enjoy soccer. I think coming up, soccer wasn't given the proper, like he said, ESPN has the coverage has grown so much. And with the World Cup, the exposure of the elite players have really opened people up, and they can really appreciate it. I wasn't a soccer fan up until a couple years ago, but I mean, after watching, who was it? It was Germany. The German national team, brother. I mean, they looked like the San Antonio Spurs with soccer balls, man. Just the ball movement was like, it was artistic. And that's where I said, wow, this is really about to really take off. Even though it's already big, it's huge, especially out of America. You know, soccer's the #1 sport. But here in America, you know, that's why I asked him in 5 to 10 years, where do you see it? Because I think in about 10 years, Major League Soccer is going to be right there with Major League Baseball. Maybe not NFL, because NFL is still king, but it's going to you there.
They may need to add a little more swag to soccer.
Well, and
you know,
that's what
Pele was great. He had so much swag. You know, for all your younger kids, Pele was a great Brazilian soccer player. He add flavor to the game. You know, and right now it's missing some of that.
And that's what I'm thinking. When there's another big soccer star come up, like the LeBron James of soccer, or whoever that next person is, to really be marketable, and someone you see on commercials, like you see the Aaron Rodgers commercials and all that, that's when I really think it's going to
well, like I said, we got to keep in mind, you know, he just said that it's growing. It's a continuously growing sport. So we will see the Kobe Bryants of soccer. We will see the LeBron James of soccer in due time. You know what I mean? It's an excellent sport. I enjoy it. You know, it was the first time that I actually enjoyed watching the World Cup this year, and I got really into it, man. And it's really exciting, man. Really exciting.
It actually was. I watched a few games myself.
It was very great.
Not much.
Yeah, I look forward to following the men's national team in 4 years.
Okay, next up, we got a lot to talk about, man. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to go a little bit into the coach again. We want to take the picks, man. We're going to take callers, too, man. Callers, call in, 323-965-1600. That's 323-965-1600.
1600.
And you guys call in, man. You can also tweet us at Vintage Media 1, at Vintage Media 1, and that's at Twitter. And you guys can also log on to rmconair.com. That's rmconair.com. You know, check us out, man. Check out the show. We got a lot up. Next, we're talking about the best stories in sports. But first, here's Marv.
I tell you what, I know we got Super Bowl picks coming up. Y'all ain't got to ask me who I'm picking. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to ask me who I'm picking. So I'm ready, man. Let's just go ahead, Patriots. It's the 6th Super Bowl. You know, it's about to go down.
Well, if Seattle wins this, they're going to be headed towards the dynasty talk. Back-to-back starts that conversation.
I won't argue.
The Patriots already considered that, but they haven't won in a while.
Well, 3 is 3. We've been to 2. Both losses were miracles on 34th Street. So, hey, you know, to get there is still something. So
the ugly scandal is rearing its head again as well. So you guys got that to deal with. So we'll see.
That's a non-story. I don't even. That's.
Oh, it's gonna be a story.
Well, they can try all they want because they're going to perpetuate that. But I mean, we're going to talk real talk. Are we really talking about deflated footballs right now? Is that where we're at?
That's sad, isn't it?
Come on, bro. Come on.
Very, very sad. Every game's filled with something. The Cowboys game with the Dez Bryant catch, you know, it's always one thing or another. These games aren't being settled properly these days. There's so much going into it.
Win the game. Okay?
Period.
Win the game. I don't want to hear about refs. I don't want to hear about flags. I don't want to hear about deflated balls, 2-point conversions, none of that.
Hey.
Win the game. You play the game to win the game, okay?
The Raiders are still complaining about the Franco Harris catch, okay? The immaculate reception. So it doesn't stop. It's going to go on forever. It's been part of sports. It's going to be a part of sports.
Coming up on the show, we got a movie review of Selma. We got some more topics, a couple more segments on entertainment. Also, we're going to get to this Adrian Bronier Rock Nation rant, okay?
Oh, that was something.
Man, how you going to call out Jay-Z?
The Jigga Man.
Soon, after this break.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say we aren't going to let the dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around.
Yeah, this is S&E Live. S&E Live with Mars and Marv. It's Martin Luther King birthday, man, so it's only right. It's only right to show our appreciation on you know, Martin Luther King and his thing.
Absolutely, man. You know, I live my dream every day, and it's a tribute to Dr. King and the message that he was trying to portray to the masses, and just look at the change that has come along, especially, you know, with President Obama, and just look where we're at today. I think.
Is it really a change?
Well, yes, there's a lot of change.
Is it really a change?
Yeah, it's tons of change.
Oh, okay, but
we're not there yet, brother. We're not there yet now, but we've seen a lot of change. Now we gotta remember what we need to do. There's a lot of work to do, but at the same time, we have to remember the work that's been done.
Because if you ask me, it looks like there's still some ignorance out there.
Well, there's lots of ignorance.
Right?
Is ignorance going anywhere? Is ignorance going anywhere? Because
it's at all-time high.
Well, and understand, hey, tension is tight right now. You know, with Ferguson and Eric Garner out of New York, there's a lot going on. But at the end of the day, we're all the same. We all bleed. We all cry. We all got love in our heart.
Well, I wanted to bring up a touchy topic. You know, I want to bring up a touchy topic because this is what I'm talking about, ignorance. You have this guy, right? Mm-hmm. He's a boxer. He thinks he's Floyd Mayweather. To me,
not.
I think he's Floyd Mayweather.
You could think you Floyd Mayweather all you want. When you get $500 million, then come talk to me like you Floyd Mayweather. Till then, you need to hush your mouth, man.
Well, he said bosses talk to bosses, so he think he's a boss. Let's clarify this. Adrian Boner had a rant, and the rant was towards Roc Nation. Actually, it was towards Jay-Z, but he didn't want to say that it was towards Jay-Z, so he threw it on Roc Nation.
Who's in charge of Roc Nation?
Well, we all know who's meant. I mean, do we got to sugarcoat that?
Yeah, you can sugarcoat all you want.
You know
but
he meant the Jigga Man.
Roc Nation suck my you know what? Then you telling.
You might expect somebody to see him on that.
You might have to see him on that. So
call the Goon Squad for that one, you know. Send him a visit.
This is my thing, okay? If you want to be successful, you got to understand the pillars of the business. And Jay-Z is probably the most successful. I don't know. Can you just say hip hop? I mean, athlete. I mean, if you take hip hop culture, not just rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hip hop culture.
Well, let's just say self-made man, person, period.
Okay.
We could leave out the music part of it.
Sure.
Just being a self-made individual. We knows how the man handles his business. It's pretty good.
So how could you even utter that kind of disrespect to a person that, if for one, offered you $40 million, offer me $40 million. At the end of the day, I think he's going to be a real good fighter, and I'm glad that Roc Nation is starting to branch out and have other ways of promoting their brand. You know what I'm saying? But there's no need to sully the name of yourself.
Yes.
Or spit that kind of vitriol at Roc Nation, because this is a big-time business, brother, and you don't want to create enemies and come in on the wrong foot. I think that's the wrong message to send.
I agree. Well, let's take a listen to what he had to say.
I mean, you know, they sent the email or whatever. You know, Jay-Z didn't do it, you know, literally, but they shot the email or whatever, and I wasn't happy with, you know, the capacity of the contract was $40 million for 5 years, and that's just bullshit. I mean, it is what it is, man, because at the end of the day, man, I felt disrespected. If you going to come to me and tell me that I'm going to fight 2 times a year, getting $8 million a year for 5 years straight, you got me f***ed up. I'm not old. I'm scheduled to fight 4 times this year.
All right, so my question for you is, if somebody comes to you and wants to sign you to a 5-year deal, how much money does Adrian Broner deserve?
I mean, you know, I don't want to shoot no numbers out there, but...
To shoot no numbers out there. He don't want to shoot no numbers out there. Didn't he just say $40 million?
Wow.
This is what I'm talking about.
Was he smoking something?
I don't think he really understood what he was saying. I think that he was, he was on TMZ. This is, now keep in mind to the listeners that this is a TMZ interview. This is a live TMZ interview that he conducted on air, live on TV broadcast, and he said these things. And then have the nerve and the audacity to come back and apologize.
Well, he was just
better
feeling
apologize.
himself. It seemed like he was just feeling himself and got way too out of hand. He can't take back some of those things once you've put it out there. I mean, you can make the apology, but I don't see it really being productive once you've came out like that. Your apology almost sounds,
It's scripted. You were told to apologize. It's as insincere as it could be. And that's okay. We understand business is business. But at the end of the day, I think someone offering you $40 million, how could you possibly be insulted? Now, you can decline the offer. You could feel your net worth is beyond $40 million. But to say that, the phrase that he said to Jay-Z about a $40 million offer, I just think is classless. And honestly, that makes him a hard person to root for. At the end of the day, it's like, I want to like you. I want to root for you. I hope you have a successful career. But talking out your mouth like that, you're not going to have many fans.
Well, especially fans that don't know who you are. And the first thing out of your mouth is you're dissing a mogul. So you're putting yourself in. Let's listen to the
Whose side we taking, Jay-Z's or yours?
Yeah, exactly. We're going to take a minute. Let's listen to the apology now.
Let's hear the apology. Let's hear it.
I'm getting a lot of feedback off of this interview I did with TMZ. And at first I was gonna let it ride out and say forget the haters and not respond. But my big homie called me, somebody that I respect, somebody that I look up to, and he made me understand why I was wrong. And one of the main reasons why I was wrong because you never invite another man to another man's private part. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Oh my!
And the big homie had to tell you that. I think it probably was Big Brother, but we won't go there.
His apology, it is what it is. Okay, maybe he's sincere, maybe he's not. But at the end of the day, I'm glad he at least understands that what you said, you just can't say.
I don't respect the apology. To be honest with you, I don't respect the apology for a number of reasons, and this is why. A lot of celebrities is saying things publicly
that they don't mean,
and they're retracting their statements. Okay, and when is it some kind of accountability to what they're saying? Because I think that the truth comes out first, right?
Yep.
So if the truth comes out first and then they retract and come back to apologize and the world accept that, they're going to keep doing it.
Yes.
So I think that we have to start showing some repercussions behind the things that they say, and I think it's just something should happen for you saying the words that you say publicly.
Well, the NBA is penalizing and fining people for flopping, right. So that's kind of what this was here. I think he flopped on this one, and he should be penalized.
Look, I think sometimes we all say things that we might want to have, have another moment or a shot at, be able to take it back. But like I said, you have to be a professional. And I think that was a lack of professionalism. You show that you're not the type of person that I would want to do business with. I wouldn't want to pay you $40 million running your mouth like that. So at the end of the day, you have to show that you're worthy of that money and you're worth a $40 million investment. Because like you said, a lot of people don't even know who this guy is. I know who he is because I follow boxing and all that. But up until he said this, I bet you half the people that know his name now didn't have a clue who Adrian Broner was. So, in some aspects, maybe it was a publicity stunt. Who knows? I know too much about the game. So maybe he said it knowing it'd blow up and then he could come back and retract. But, at the end of the day, don't diss Jay-Z. Come on, man.
And speaking
I think it was ignorant. I think it was ignorant, by the way. And like I said before, it is Martin Luther King's birthday. So let's get off the ignorant, okay? We have to stop being ignorant. Know that he died for something. Know that he died for us to act a certain way. You feel me?
Have class, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's what Dr. King was about. Being an intelligent man, carrying yourself with the utmost integrity and character, and carry yourself with class. And I just think there's not enough class in this world. People need to carry themselves in a better manner. And, I just think that, unfortunately, that's kind of where we're at in today's society with television and reality shows. We like trashy. We like women fighting and all kinds of nonsense, which isn't cool. You know what I'm saying? But that's where we're at. But we need to remember Dr. King's message and what he was about. And it wasn't about none of what's going on right now.
Boxing's suffering enough as it is.
And in turn of all events, I went this weekend to go see Selma.
Great movie, man.
Man, let me tell you, powerful.
Man.
Okay? Powerful. I went to go watch it for a number of reasons, but I think that the movie really showed the impact that Martin Luther King made as far as our civil rights and as far as us just to vote. Simple right just to vote.
Well, I don't know if everybody knew a lot of the strategical things that went into that. We hear about it. But from watching the movie, you got to see a lot of the plotting and planning. And, he didn't just say turn the other cheek and, I'm just taking, it was a lot of thought put into that process of why he took that stance. And I always say, they compare that with the Malcolm X, and they both got the same result out of that incident, the situation. So, you just got to kind of know what you're dealing with. But I do agree with what he did, and it's very strong, man.
Love will always resonate further than violence. And not to say that Malcolm was wrong. I do, on some levels, believe in eye for an eye. We're going to protect our own. But at the same time, I think Dr. King's message is the one that has resonated over time. I think a lot of people followed Malcolm. A lot of people looked up to and respected Malcolm. He was an equal. In my opinion, just said it in a different way. Had a different message.
It's a left and a right.
Yes, indeed.
We got Robert A. Harrison. Robert A. Harrison at Roger A. Harrison.
Hey there, how are you?
That's the Twitter feed. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great.
This is that you played a senator role in Selma.
I did. It was great to see the movie. I was able to listen in on your conversation here a little bit before, and you talk about powerful. When you're filming a movie, you see snippets of it, and you see your little scene, but to see it all put together and come to life out of a history book that you listened to in high school was just amazing. They did a great job.
By you being a white Caucasian,
right.
Male, how did that role infect you by you actually playing a senator, which is probably the opposite side of everything? How did that feel playing in that role?
I'm only, our scene is when the president, Lyndon B. Johnson, has sort of turned the corner and given in. And so, we only, again, you only get to see the snippet of the scene that you're in. And, you shoot that scene for several days. So I didn't get to see the really dramatic parts that lead up to that towards the end of the movie. So once I got to see that, we've studied it again. I'm fairly young. I look a lot older than I am. I'm 36, but I play normally around 45 or 50. So I got cast, as a little bit older person. But, I grew up learning about Martin Luther King and civil rights and voting rights my whole life. My community east of Atlanta was 50% black, 50% white. So, we were very much an equal community. And to really see the struggle that I had missed because I was too young was really opened my eyes.
Now, let me ask you this, Mr. Harrison. What was it like working with Oprah? What kind of experience was that like?
Oprah and Ava were just an amazing team.
Mm-hmm.
They had an all-star, rock star group that they had put together to put this movie together. So, there was no doubt in my mind the vibe that we had shooting it, that it was going to be a hit. It's really a low-budget film.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a $20 million budget, and it's already brought in like $30 million so far.
Wow.
So, I think they're going to really knock it out of the park. I don't know if you really keep up with the movie business, but a $20 million budget is...
It's hard. That's not very much for it, especially Hollywood, big-time movie budgets. You're shooting that, with what you got, and you're trying to make it happen. Now, let me ask you this. Once the filming was done, going into the role, were you changed as a person? Did you come out of this role any different, or did you feeling that you had grown?
Not until I saw the movie. Mm-hmm. Not until it was all put together. Some of the people who shot it actually went to Selma and reenacted the march. And I think if I had been cast as one of those people, I might have had a little more perspective on what I was about to see in the film. But because I was sort of, the senators were sort of this group on high that had to be convinced to make a change, we only got to see that part. So, again, until you see it all put together, that's the exciting part about the movie business in general, is that you only know your little part that you have, and then once you see it put together, it really, a film like this opens your eyes.
Yeah, Roger, this is John. How do you feel now that the film is out and it's actually playing all over the country now, realistically? Like, you guys couldn't have planned that, but it's such a coincidence that this film is out at the time that all these other things are going on.
Yeah, and of course, I live in Atlanta, and, it was an awesome day for us. It's always a big day for us here, but the fact that the film is out, every news story was inextricably linked to the things going on here today, which were all positive, by the way. We haven't had a lot of violence. It does disappoint me to see the things. I was talking with a friend of mine today, and I said, I wish Martin Luther King were still here for so many reasons, but I wish he were here to really talk about some of the violence that's happening and how that's not how we intend to get things done, or he intended to get things done. It is disappointing.
You guys
on both sides.
You guys got a lot of nods for this movie. I know you guys excited about that, right?
Yeah. I mean, you certainly. That's always nice when it happens, but you just never know going in. Again, with a low budget film, but you had a lot of talent working on this. Talent trumps money every time, and I think we were talking about the budget of it. One of the things when your listeners go see it, there's not a lot of special effects. It is a very real movie, almost like it was shot then. So they probably spent as much on costumes and travel to the areas as anything. So it's not an overly produced movie. It's just a well-produced movie.
Wow.
So.
Well, we thank you for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate it.
So great talking to you.
This is Roger A. Harrison. Roger at Roger A. Harrison, his Twitter handle. He's the actor that plays Senator on the film Selma, an incredible film.
Go
by the
see
way.
the movie, guys. Great movie.
Absolutely. Thank you, Roger, for calling into the show. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night and happy MLK Day.
You too.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. We're getting ready to wrap it up with the Shaft Report coming up after this break. Shaft!
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
I want to meet the man who whooped your ass. I want to meet who whooped Shaft's
In your
ass.
face.
That's what I
all
want.
over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station. The hottest DJ mixing the beats. Mixing the beats. In the mix.
Hi, this is Britney Spears.
It's what up, this Jay-Z.
This is Jennifer Lopez.
The mix with the hottest DJ.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, gift stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
In the mix. Back to back, beat to beat. Come on, DJ. Hit me with another track.
Right now, I just feel cold. So cold.
These beats are hot. In the mix with the baddest DJ. Blaze in the steel. Bring the heat. Mix it non-stop. With the hottest DJ.
Welcome to our show.
Parental discretion is advised.
Are you scared?
Streaming live for you at rmconair.com. It's SNE Live.
It's SNE Live.
And it goes a little something like this.
Yeah. Seattle beat Green Bay 28-22. New England stomped out the Colts 45-7. And we like to thank our guests for coming to the show. Kobe Jones, Roger Harrison for the movie Selma. And I think we had a good show today. The NFL talked about a lot of coaching changes, a lot of coaching moves, you know. But I like to know, I want to talk about why some coaches still got their job. You know, we know a lot of people moved, a lot of people went here and there. But why is Marvin Harris, still got his job in Cincinnati? I mean, some people need to be fired. There's a lot of people. Joe Philpin from Miami, he needed to be fired. There's some people that still have jobs that shouldn't. You know, I don't know how they're keeping them, who they got evidence on or why, but I know some people that shouldn't have a job, you know. There's some coaches out there that's getting by.
This is the Shaft Report, brought to you by John Shaft.
Yeah. And another thing we want to talk about in entertainment is what you guys out there think about the new movie Empire, the TV show Empire. It's getting a lot of talk. I think it's a little over the top for me, but I do enjoy it, you know, because it's about hip-hop. But I'm a little mixed emotions about it because there's so much stereotypical stuff going on that it's like they said we're going to make a big old stereotypical pot of gumbo and make a TV show.
I went away for a long time for you to build all of this. I miss my sons growing up. I'm gonna make some things right. You're not shutting Jamal out no more.
Light 'em up, Molotov music, let's all lose.
I'ma call you back.
They found him floating in the Hudson.
I'm the fine person that did this to my friend.
We believe we have an eyewitness.
I gotta do what I gotta do. That's what my face is.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not.
You need to recalibrate your meds again.
Now we doing it our way.
Tell me, who am I to you?
My mama.
You hate me because I'm always gonna be who I am.
I don't understand.
You don't have to understand me. My obedience is no longer for sale.
Ready, aim, fire, legendary.
Do you even know what a debutante is?
A bougie hoe with a lot of money.
A hoe who can slice your throat without even disturbing her pearls.
I'm coming for you, running for you.
I don't trust her.
Those two are vets.
We can't have anybody knowing what we're doing.
Cookie?
Puma?
Lucius is a son of a bitch for having you go down for him.
We need you to testify in front of a grand jury.
If I testify, I'm dead.
You're gonna get me killed.
All new Empire with limited commercial interruption next Wednesday on Fox.
Yeah. Great show, but it's a lot of stereotypical things going on up in there. But I'm not, what they say, a hater. But I think some things could have been tweaked a little bit. But they have a lot of great talent on the show. The music's great. You know, I like the interactions of that stuff going on in the show. What do you guys think about it?
I think the show is it is what it is. I mean, I like it because it's a black show.
Taraji P. Henson, she's
Taraji's
great.
my girl, by the way.
It's nice to see those people having nice big roles on television.
Right.
And like I said, with to back up what Shaft had, I don't like all the stereotypes and all that stuff, but I can look for it for what it is and enjoy the show. And I'm rooting for Terrence Howard and them. I want them to be successful.
We got a caller. Caller on the air.
lines.
Caller, you on the air.
Hi, I just want to let you guys know you guys had a really good show today. We really enjoyed it. And go Seahawks.
Hear ya.
Oh, well, Caller, we appreciate it. That's too bad you're a Seahawks fan because Patriots got that beat down coming, man.
Sorry, I don't think so, buddy. I think we got a good game coming, and we're about to take it this year.
Better believe.
Thanks again for calling in, sweetheart.
Thank you for calling.
Thanks for calling.
Hey,
Go Seahawks.
You know what? Hey, I think our caller is up on her motherfucking Giz name. You feel me? Because she know what it is. Seahawks is going to take it all the way. We already know this.
Hey, we got 2 weeks to talk as much trash, talk all the noise you're going to talk. But I'm telling you, I can't wait to this game, bro. Can't wait to this game. It's going to be the game of the century. Super Bowl 49, Patriots, Seahawks. Can't wait.
We'd like to thank everybody.
Yes, thank you,
everybody
guys. Thank you.
that listened into the show. We'd like to thank our viewers, of course, listening to the S&E Marv with Marv and Mars, and the Shaft Report by John Shaft.
Yes, sir. I want to thank our guests, Kobe Jones, Roger Harrison. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
And guys, don't forget to tune in right here next week, Monday, Pacific Standard Time, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Live at the Roscoe Media Center. And we'd like to give shouts out to our engineer, too, man. Thank you much.
This is SNE Live. SNE Live with Mars and Marv. It's sports and entertainment.
Parental discretion is advised.
Are you scared?
Streaming live for you at rmconair.com. It's SNE Live.
It's SNE Live.
And it goes a little something like this.
Now here's Mars and Marv.